So when Ohio State gets Caleb Downs out of the transfer portal, it seemed almost superfluous considering everything else Ohio State had done as far as bringing back almost the entirety of one of the best defenses in the country. Nathan Baird from cleveland.com here. And Stephen Means, you were here at the Woody Hayes Athletic Center today talking to Caleb Downs. Why is he here? Why did he pick Ohio State when he had the second chance to after sort of spurring them the first time around?
Tim Walton. It's the short answer, but it's the simplest answer. I asked him flat out, hey, it felt like Ohio State finished second in the race the first time around. First of all, is that true? No comment with smirk on his face. So you take that for what you take it for. But the relationship with Tim Walton is wise. Him and his dad go way back. They've got a strong relationship outside of football. So that's where that all kind of starts there is Tim Walton and Caleb Downs, his father. And then also Ryan Day. It was the same person that he was during the recruiting process. So not much changed in terms of the relationship with Ohio State once this was an opportunity that was on the table. I think the more interesting thing with Caleb Downs is that he said that 102 people called him within the first 7 to 8 hours that he went into the portal, and you're shaking your head. It's crazy. He called the transfer portal recruiting on steroids because things just move that much quicker. So you almost have to have an idea when you go into the portal of where you're going to go, because if not, you're going to drive yourself crazy. But the combination of Tim Walton and that relationship that's going for a lifetime, basically, Ryan Day, and he called a genuine person. He's the same person back then that he is now. But then also the relationships he's had with some of the players already on the roster, guys like Sonny Styles, Jordan Hancock, Malik Hartford, that made this, I don't want to say no-brainer, but it made this almost, Nick Saban's gone. I need a new destination. I'm going to Ohio State.
I mean, 102 people. There's only 130 some Division Power 5 or FCS schools, FBS schools. too many ways of describing this, and a bunch of them aren't going to waste their time calling Caleb Downs. That tells you that a lot of these were programs where you had multiple people calling, maybe even some NIL collective type people probably mixed into that, I would imagine. Where does he going to fit into this defense, though? We've speculated the easiest thing is just plug him into adjuster where Josh Proctor's leaving. That seems like it would fit his skill set the best. What did he say? Because when you talk to Ohio State, you talk to the guys on defense here, they're very quick to be like, well, they can all play anywhere, but that never actually happens. Is he going to be the adjuster on opening day 2024?
He is. Right now the focus is, he said, adjuster more than bandit right now. And obviously, things happen on the field, so you might end up high, you might end up in the box, but that's where he's focusing on is adjuster. The other interesting question he was getting asked was punt returner stuff, because he was doing it at Alabama, so it's a reasonable thing to ask him. He's not sure. I mean, they got a lot of options of if they can use that punt returner, but it's something he liked doing at Bama. He was pretty good at it. So when we're out here for spring practice, I would expect him to be with that group doing the rest, but adjuster's the focus. Now let's ask that question in fall camp when he's been here for 2 weeks. So let's see what happens in 9 months when he's more accustomed to what's going on around here.
It would seem to be the place where he fits the best. And not only that, but it seems like Bandit is a place where Lathan Ransom fits the best. That would seem to be strengths there. But like you said, they've had to switch things up before because guys weren't available. So we could see him moving around over the course of this. It's just interesting to see, again, a defense that was already so set up in so many ways. And it would, he would have been here. He might have been the starting strong safety. All the great season that Josh Proctor had last year, maybe it doesn't come to fruition if he picks Ohio State the first time, if Downs doesn't, because maybe he's here and maybe he just wins that job outright the way he did at Alabama as a true freshman. But Ohio State gets another really strong year out of Proctor. Downs goes and is a freshman All-American, and then by the magic of Nick Saban's retirement in the transfer portal, all of a sudden now you get to add him into what is like a best-case scenario for this defense. We're going to be watching that unfold this spring. Get the text, 614-350-3315. We'll be texting you updates from news and analysis and everything else we can think of as we get it. And listen to Buckeye Talk wherever you can find podcasts from cleveland.com.